Welcome to episode 97 of our Sperduti Fitness podcast. We are here to take a dive into topics that matter in the health and fitness field. I'm your host, Brian. I'm here with my co-host, Beth. In today's episode, we have the privilege of sitting down and talking to Tracey Taylor. She's a licensed speech pathologist, certified personal trainer, owner of Drive Fitness and the Blend LLC. And we're going to be talking about something new that she's coming out with, which is mocktails, which we're super excited about. Before we jump into the episode, Coach Beth's going to take us through a few announcements.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. We wanted to remind you that the next Sperduti Fitness 12-week transformation challenge will be starting Monday, March 25th. It's open for enrollment, and our winner will be taking home that $1,000 cash prize. This is the first transformation program that's going to combine your fitness and nutrition education. So head on over to our Sperduti Fitness Facebook page and click on that 12-week transformation link, or you can find it on our app. You can download the free app, or you can visit our website, www.sperdutifitness.com, to get yourself enrolled. Grab a friend, grab a coworker, brother, sister, mother, father. Let's get that transformation started. I can't wait to see the next round of transformation challengers. Now, Brian, let's get into tonight's topic.
All right. We have Tracey Taylor on the podcast today. Tracey, thanks for joining us today.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Before we jump into mocktails, which Coach Beth and I are super excited about, which we talked about before the podcast, can you give the people out there listening a little bit of background about yourself, Drive Fitness, and the Blend?
Absolutely. So I always say by trade or by degree, I am a licensed speech pathologist. I do have my master's degree from Ithaca College. I currently work full-time for the Buffalo Public Schools as a speech pathologist. But like you and Coach Beth, I have a love for fitness, always have. I've been a group fitness instructor, certified personal trainer since I was 18, which is many, many years ago. I have worked in the gym space for quite some time. And about 5 years ago, I started The Blend. The Blend is predominantly it's a food truck. We do a few other things, which I'll talk about later. But in 2018, The Blend hit the streets of Buffalo, New York to provide healthier options for athletes was really where my idea came from. I do have 4 beautiful children, all of them who play sports. And we were just at tournament after tournament, event after event, and not able to choose a healthy option for not only, the athletes, but the families. And it was just as quick as my daughter saying, "Mom, I could really go for a protein shake," because my children did grow up in a gym. I'm not embarrassed to say it. So there were plenty of nights that they had shakes for dinner and maybe bananas for snacks or whatever. But and I was like, you know what? It's crazy that they don't have something like this. And, then the wheel started spinning. And a couple months later, I purchased a small school bus and converted it to a food truck. And it's kind of been a fun journey ever since.
That's so cool.
I know. And I love that. I love how you say, how you're telling us like how fitness has been a part of your family. You have 4 children, you are modeling for them, and you wanted to make sure that your kids knew that, hey, if something's not out there for you, you can create it for yourself. Like, I love that as a mom, that you have, instilled that in them to see, like, if something's not there, you still have choices.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to show that and model that for your kids is pretty cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, they all have spent some time on the truck, willingly and unwillingly. So it has definitely become a family business. When the Blend did launch, like most businesses, it has evolved, it has changed. My mindset has expanded. I thought, we'll be at 5Ks and marathons and health clubs, but I would say now half of our calendar, I mean, we're booked at PTA events, we're booked at, corporate lunches, we're booked at farmers markets. So our mission has always been just to provide healthy options to the people of Buffalo, New York. And I think we've done a great job doing that, to be honest. I wish we had a fleet of trucks, which hopefully one day that will happen. We also created a homemade gluten-free vegan protein bar called the Blend Bar, which that does keep my mom, who is the Blend Bar maker. She makes those down at the Seneca One Tower. I have a little picture of one right here. So if anyone's ever seen the blend bar, and that was really, again, that was launched. We wanted to create our own product and we didn't, want to borrow an idea from someone else. And so we whipped that up and they became very popular. And, that's what keeps us busy in the off season because the truck is obviously seasonal. Then we got into candles. We actually created some candles based off of like our shakes. So they smell like, we took 4 shakes, created a candle out of it. We also recently became a wholesaler to a product called Element, which is an electrolyte packet. What we noticed when we were at lacrosse tournaments and soccer tournaments, and it was very warm, the families wanted to buy Gatorades for their kids. And nothing against Gatorade, but it's not my first choice. It's not my go-to. So I was looking for something natural that, the athletes could just throw in some water and give them electrolyte boost. So they have been an amazing company to work with. We have great success with Element. If you guys have not tried one, I will drop them off at the gym and make sure you try one. But it
That'd be
tastes,
awesome.
yeah, tastes delicious. They have really, really nailed it as far as the full package of sodium, potassium, magnesium, a very healthy option. So that's kind of where the truck is right now.
And they can get all of those things on the truck as well. Like that, those are all.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes. Yep. All of those things are so we have blend bars, we have our protein shakes, we have iced coffee that we make in-house, it's a cold brew. It's and then we do have hot, obviously, and then we do sell the element packets. We do try to partner with some local businesses. There is a really great company, shout out to Buff Bagels. They make a protein bagel. So sometimes we're asked to do certain breakfasts and they actually want something to eat. And we have realized that we can't do all of the things, and that's okay. So we will reach out to a local business and say, hey, do you want to partner with us on this event? And yeah, so we love doing that. We are a extreme community-based business, which, brings me to my next point with the mocktails, which I know we're going to chat about. But we are looking for, a kombucha company or, certain companies to partner with locally. So when we do create these wonderful mocktails, there are, local products in them.
I love that. Keeping it in Buffalo, keeping it
Yeah.
local. That's a great way to grow your business and to grow the rest of Buffalo. So I love that. So if anybody's listening, watching, you got somebody, you're gonna
Reach
have to hit
out.
us up.
Yep, absolutely.
What type of shakes can you purchase from the blend?
So we have a menu currently of 8 protein shakes. And again, the big controversy is always, well, what's the difference between a protein shake and a smoothie? The people in the gym business know that a protein shake obviously has protein already in it. It's not as fruit, I guess, heavy as a lot of smoothies. I know a lot of people are familiar with Tropical Smoothie Cafe, where it's just a fruit, like almost like a fruit gel, I guess I would call it. It's just a fruit based or vegetable based, drink. We do have almond milk, oat milk, and coconut milk. You can pick either of those 3. We have plant-based, we have whey, and then we have everything from the Chunky Monkey, which is our #1 seller. Of course, who doesn't like chocolate, banana, and peanut butter? To like a mixed berry, and that's a very popular one just because it is simple, but those watching Weight Watchers are really watching their sugars, so we try to run the gamut, something that the kids love, which is usually like the birthday cake dimetized protein with a half a banana and some almond milk. So we have specialty shakes on there that we offer depending on the event that we're at. So some of them will say, can you align it with what we're doing? We'll do a Girl Scout event and we'll do a thin mint. We do the Laps of Love and their signature is a lemon. So, make lemonade. So we do a lemonade shake. So we try to keep it fun. But we do only offer 3 shakes per event. Otherwise, it just gets a little too hairy in the back end of it because of just, the truck is not that big.
Full functioning kitchen, like you would be
Right.
able to be like, well, I'm gonna just rewash everything.
Yeah.
That makes it smart.
Yeah.
Now, if you are doing a private event, can you change that a little bit?
Yeah. So for a private event, we like let the coordinator look at our menu and then they would say, hey, like if it's for a lunch, they could say, we want like one we want the chunky monkey, the tropic like it's hot, and the doing just fine. And then we come prepared. Otherwise, we pick it. But we kind of do. We're getting very good at knowing what people like, depending on what event we're at. So
Did you
yeah,
call one of those shakes drop it like it's hot?
tropic like it's hot.
Love it. Love it.
Yes, I have to give credit. All of my shake, the doing just vine, which is our berries, the tropical like it's hot. I mean, they're all fun names. The Not Your Mother's PB&J. Those were all created by my oldest daughter, Sydney, who just had a good old time with that.
Oh, that's good. I like it.
So that's awesome. You can book also private parties with you as well as you're at events and things like that. So I
Yeah,
think that's so awesome. That's so cool. And
yeah.
go
It
ahead.
it it doesn't to just, people say can't you just kind of like roll up and, park somewhere. There's a whole mess of laws and rules and regulations and permits and things like that. At a playground or who kind of owns that. So
Hmm.
we could in the streets of Buffalo, but of course you want to go where people are and you want to go where there's volumes of people. So Delaware Park has been one of the places I've kind of, thought about, but again, that's a permit. You can't just kind of park in Delaware.
Do you have a list of places like where you are? I know you said that you have to have permits. Do you just do events or can they find you at certain places if they wanted to
So we
just
have a lot of repeat business. Yeah,
okay.
that's a popular question that we do get, like, where are you? And I just say we're kind of everywhere because we do a lot of farmers markets. That's been a really popular venue for us, but we don't do the same one every week. So we're at Hamburg Farmers Market a lot. Um, we are actually going to the NT Farmers Market this year, which I've heard is like an amazing, amazing market. So we are going to head up there. We're going into South Buffalo. So we kind of spread the love, like I say.
Mhm.
Sadly, in Buffalo, our season is just so short. That is why I'm looking at another truck because I think I know 100% that the Buffalo community would support a second one. We just, that's in the works. But um, I there's not just one set place. Like if we do Roswell lunches, we rotate through them like every other Wednesday. If we go to Niagara Square in front of City Hall, that's like an every third week rotation. So it's a lot of times it's set up by, whoever's running the public events for that space. So
Do you have a calendar online where people
yes,
can
we do
okay,
have a calendar
perfect.
online.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
And
Calendar online, just
We'll
check us
link that
out.
to everybody.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
link that to
Yeah.
everybody. So that's what I was getting at because I'm sure I know Coach Beth and I want to get out to catch. I want to grab some shakes,
Yeah.
drop it like it's hot. I'm getting it. I'm sold. I'm sold on the
Yes.
name.
Yes,
All
the
it
Tropic
took.
Like It's Hot is very popular come July. But we do, we'll venture out to some health clubs as well. We like to get out there and a lot of the local gyms in the area don't have a shake bar and they love us coming and parking out in front and just kind of selling some shakes out, to the customer. So those are like events that usually happen like I don't want to say last minute, but it's like a weather dependent thing. So I apologize if we don't get them all currently loaded because some of them are real time, but our big events are always on our website.
Coach Beth and I, we do have 100th episode coming up, so we may have to talk
We will be
There you
talking
go.
about
There you go.
it.
that is great. And so the food truck people can find online. They can find a schedule where you're going to be. They can also book private events.
Yep.
Can you talk to us a little bit about Drive Fitness?
Yes. So Dry Fitness is just my personal training business. I am a one-man band. I have spent years and years and years in a health club as like I said, group fitness instructor, personal trainer, director of fitness. And when I left that space, I did have a couple clients, like we all have them that were like hanging onto my leg as I was leaving. And I one of them I think just asked me and said, "Hey, do you mind coming to my home and setting up like a gym space for me there? Because I have some equipment, but I don't know what to do with it." And that was like the beginning of the end. So once I started that, 10 years, 11 years later, I'm still with that couple, and I've added, maybe 15 clients since then. So I go to people's houses.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I'm a
awesome.
home-based personal trainer. Yes. So it's very unique. It is it's fun. I rock babies and pet dogs and take the trash out and
Yeah.
I do a lot of marital counseling. I mean, we
Mhm.
kind of do it all, which
We
being
Yes,
a
yes.
trainer,
wear a lot
yeah.
of hats. Wear
Yes,
a
we
lot of
do.
hats.
Yes, we do. But it's been a fun journey. I love being in control of my own schedule, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, the fitness field is great. Yeah, and again, like you said, we all have a passion for it. So it is work, don't get us wrong, but we love doing our job. We love what
Absolutely.
we do.
Yes. And I think we work together well. I mean, all of us fitness professionals. I mean,
Absolutely.
by any conversation I could have with anyone, if I knew somebody at the gym that was looking for a great gym, I would refer them to, several places that I personally go to. If
Hmm.
someone wanted online space, obviously I'd send them your way. And that's the beauty, I think, of,
Super
where
friends, as Brian calls us all.
yeah,
It's a
we
group
really
of our
are.
super friends. And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we just refer each other to what's going to fit best.
absolutely. Yeah.
And now we can jump into
I
the
know.
topic that we
I
can't wait
can't
to
wait.
talk
I
about.
can't wait. Okay. So I need you to talk about how this next venture opened up and came to fruition. So I'll let you launch it so that you can explain it in its whole entirety and where it's going.
And okay. And I am going to be as transparent as possible because some people know my journey has pivoted a tad. So I do have a client, I'm not going to say any name, that drinks these regularly, right? And like I said, they are delicious. The grapefruit is amazing, the raspberry, the watermelon, all of them. But they're very salty because they're electrolyte packets. So after consuming one, I think at one point she said, by the way, they're great with tequila. And I was like, oh, well, I could see that because it's very margarita-ish. And of course, then your wheels start turning, and I was like, oh, tequila, cocktails, the truck, the whole whatever. So there was a brief stint of time, I would say my last quarter. So, October, November, when the truck starts to get shut down, and you're always looking for what's the next thing. And I did pursue for a hot second the idea of doing cocktails, just regular cocktails on the truck, um, because the blend gets quote unquote excluded from a lot of events just because we are the healthy food truck and they
Sure.
invite us sometimes, but we can't hold a candle to, pizza and wings and, the evening stuff where people want to drink or people, and I totally get it. I get it. So we go to certain things and I feel like it's just not the best fit for us. But obviously as a business owner, whole my sole purpose is to get that truck out as much as possible, especially because summers are so short. So I was thinking I went down the road for a good month as far as the liquor license and all of the things. And I really I sat with it for a minute and something wasn't just settling right with me. I had conversations with my husband about it, even with my kids about it. And again, this is not to get into the whether you should drink or shouldn't drink, because that's not what this podcast is about. It's just for me, I wanted to stay on my brand and I wanted to stay true to, what I want for my business. And serving cocktails would have been amazing too. But I always believe when roadblocks come up in our life, whether it's, for me personally, it's my faith, but for whatever it is for people that kind of steer you in another direction, that's what it was for me. And I started to pursue the idea of a mocktail because my daughter drinks a tart cherry limonade something at night to help her sleep with powdered magnesium. And I had one at her house one day and it was delicious. And I was like, this is so good. So then again, this is why we don't sleep. And then the wheels start going again. Like, if I had the same ideas for cocktails, I can obviously do mocktails. Not just because it's the path of least resistance, because I know they're not as popular, but I get that, but you can do some fun things with, and these are samples that people have sent us in the mail. I mean, I've had stuff on my front porch for, there's hop water, there's, so Ritual, it's zero proof. They've sent me like whole boxes of, um, tequila and vodka and all this stuff, but it's all alcohol free. So you can really make the same type of cocktails, obviously, with alcohol free liquor. And then you can also get into the kombuchas and using poppy and all the fun stuff that's out there. It's just we sat here 2 Friday nights in a row and we were muddling blackberries and basil and all sorts of things trying to create like this, mocktail list. And some of it is what's popular out there right now and what's trending and what people want. We're going to add our own little spin on it. And again, we have to keep in mind that our truck is not, it's not a full kitchen. It's not that big. So it's just going to be navigating like what we can offer per event. Some events are not going to have any mocktails because it's going to be too hard to keep up with the volume of the shakes. And that is what we're there for. On the other side of it, maybe it's just going to be mocktails only to a special event at night and there won't be shakes at all. So we still have to figure all that out. It's, bear with me, Buffalo. I'm going to do my best. But
Figure it
yeah,
out.
yeah, we'll figure it out. But we're excited. I mean, we will have some ready to go. Just because, again, I think you can't kind of make everybody happy if we offer two fresh, say, mocktails per event, and then you can it's a grab and go. Whoever we wind up partnering up with, we've had Little Saints is a company. They do a lot of the mushroom based stuff that's out with the lion's mane, and so they've sent me cases of things. So we're still sampling them all. And again, I get it. If it's a huge event and we need to just pass out and make people happy, we'll do that too. So
I love this whole concept. I do feel like there is such a, I don't want to call it a hush hush group of people that really are going to fall in love with this option, so that while they're making these choices where maybe they are the designated driver, maybe they are someone that's on a fitness journey and they're mentally struggling with going out and feeling that peer pressure of we all have to go out and drink, and being able to have these options available, I think is going to be a game changer. And I really do think it's going to grow into something really big. I know for myself, I am one that does not drink. I just choose not to drink. I used to drink quite a bit. I was very good at it. But especially as I moved along in my fitness journey and where I wanted my health to be, it was something that just became a lesser part of my life. But now, I love being able to go out if I'm going to restaurants and still feeling like you're having that night out like
Mhm.
you used to, without any of the extra calories or the impaired effects that alcohol can bring. So being able to have this at an event, or people being able to bring it into their homes to celebrate their own way, I think is going to really grow into something huge. And I'm
Thank
super
you.
excited. And I'll probably be one of your first people to be like, Tracey, bring that truck over.
You got it. I should have you over for some of the taste testings.
I would totally love, I would
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
That's awesome. And when you mentioned the alcohol, you were talking about the tequila and things like that. So the mocktails still have the taste.
They can if you make them with oop, if you make them with so there is non-alcoholic again, gin, rum, tequila. So I've sampled a couple of them, and like the whiskey, when you open it, it does taste like whiskey. So if you wanted like, a Jack and Coke, I would assume, or something along those lines, this would be the alternative. It would still have the taste because there are people that still love the taste. I know Athletic Brew is a very popular non-alcoholic beer. My husband drinks it and he can't, the hazy IPA. I guess I'm not a beer drinker, but he swears by it. He says it tastes just like it. And again, people actually enjoy the taste of beer. Um, so, I mean, just like they enjoy a margarita. So if we can make one minus the alcohol, why not?
And that means that without the alcohol, that's lower calorically as well.
Yes. Yes. We will do our best to try to figure all that out. Like our goal is always 100 calories or less. And we're not even close. I mean, like these spicy margaritas here, the ones in the can, I mean, these only have 5 calories in them. So
Fantastic. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. No alcohol, no sugar, so they have terpenes in them and reishi mushrooms. And like I said, I'm still trying all these out, but I don't think it's going to be hard for us to stay under 100 at all. I know when you get into some of the kombuchas, they have a little bit more sugar and things to them, but and more carbohydrates, but usually it's all from natural sources. So we should be okay.
A great challenge. I mean, especially for any clients in our industry, especially if they are someone that is trying to be on their weight loss journey, these are going to be some great options. Saving on that caloric content because alcohol can be heavy in calories. So if people are going out and they're in this weight loss journey and they're on their weekends out and they want to go to events and they're upping their caloric intake by just having alcohol, it can really slow down their progress. Alcohol can also alter metabolism. So typically when you're consuming alcohol, your body will prioritize metabolizing the alcohol over the other nutrients. So this can mean that the metabolism of alcohol takes the precedence over the metabolisms of your fats, carbohydrates, and your proteins. So as a result, the fats you consume alongside the alcohol are more likely to be stored in your body rather than burned for energy. Some
And
things to point out for some of our viewers.
absolutely. And the cravings, right? Like who wants nobody really chews on carrots when they're drinking, right? They're they don't they don't want just veggies. I mean, you're usually grabbing a piece of pizza or whatever. It just seems like it's a whole thing, right? It's just the night out, it's the next day, it's like all of it. Your sleep is disrupted, you might not get to the gym. So it's not here to say all drinking and going out is bad. I'm not saying that at all. But um, other than the social aspects of it, there's very few positives physically of drinking alcohol. My personal opinion.
Now, I agree with you 100%. That's why we're really excited to have you on to talk about mocktails because, clients will often ask, well, I like to have a drink. And we say, yeah, it's okay to have a drink, but you have to realize that alcohol can have detrimental effects on the body when trying to lose weight. Not just, the metabolism, but also hormones. Alcohol can disrupt hormone levels related to appetite regulation, ghrelin and leptin levels. Ghrelin, known as the hunger hormone, increases appetite, while leptin, the satiation hormone, signals fullness. Now, alcohol consumption can increase ghrelin levels and decrease leptin levels, leading to increased hunger and decreased feelings of fullness. That's just the facts. Like we can only tell you what it does. And that's why we try to we advise clients to keep alcohol intake as a minimum, especially when trying to lose weight, because it can trigger so many other things that will happen when you consume it. And it does slow down weight loss.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I do. And I love that now that this is out there, it's out into the universe. People are going to be looking for you and they're going to be like, Sperduti Fitness told us about you. And we want to make sure that, hey, you're going to help us reach our goals. I think I just think it's great. I think it's going to be great for everybody to be able to have that option when it's ready and available. And you fine-tuned it. And it may take a season, to really get it dialed in and where you want it to be.
Yeah, and we will, do our best to post when, the mocktails will be available and when, again, at a farmer's market, I don't think we need mocktails because we're there at 7 o'clock in the morning. But that doesn't, necessarily mean if somebody wanted, something a little bit different than a protein shake, I'm sure we could figure something out. It's just going to depend on, like I said, how much we can store on the truck and how that looks. But our exclusive mocktail events, we'll be sure to, communicate that with our customer base because we do want them to know, when that's available. We obviously love suggestions. We had great feedback as far as what people are looking for. Lavender lemonade and, fun stuff, like really fun. Some of it's a little bit above my pay grade, but that's okay. But so yeah, no, we're really excited about it. And I think, this isn't to say that we're going to come up with something exclusive to the blend in the sense of, you're not going to be able to get it anywhere else. It's just like our shakes. We are completely transparent and we have one of the best things that we do is when we see somebody, the next season and they say, "Oh my gosh, I still make your chunky monkey. Thank you so much for the recipe or whatever protein you use or whatever it is," because we're not here to keep it all a secret. So if somebody has one of our mocktails and they go home and they make one and that's their like drink of choice on the weekends, that's, music to our ears. It's almost like personal training. You want the carryover, right? We're all like coaches here. So we're not, we're not holding information. We want people to benefit from it and we want to see the transfer.
Absolutely. That's so awesome. And again, we keep harping on this point of alcohol because again, I'd rather people just not drink it. I really don't see so much. I mean, I understand people want to have a glass or two, but again, you can't, you can only tell people the facts about alcohol consumption because, like I tell clients, I'm friends with you on social media. I see what you're doing on the weekends. So I really
Yes.
like hammering this point across, and just even with impaired fat burning, like alcohol consumption can impair the body's ability to burn fat efficiently. When alcohol is metabolized, it temporarily halts fat oxidation, meaning that the body is less able to utilize fat stored for energy, which can hinder weight loss. When you drink alcohol, especially in overconsumption of alcohol, again, so many things within the body are thrown off and hinders weight loss. It becomes a detriment. That's why we're like, try very little to none, especially when you're in a fat loss phase
Hmm.
of your weight loss journey.
Absolutely. And sleep. I mean, I can personally
Yes.
say the sleep
Yeah,
is like in the toilet. I mean, sometimes not even just for that night. It's like the next night, and then you don't get to the gym, and it's just this disruptive cycle. I mean, it is definitely, there's not a lot of net positives, like we said before. So, I totally hear you. It's a hard lesson for us to learn, especially as we
it
get
is.
older, but um, the other thing too, that I was, when I was thinking about the truck and how, this all may roll out, um, is when people do come to the truck and they ask a lot about ingredients. And so we do our best to say, the difference between plant-based and whey, or if you're lactose intolerant, and if you have a gluten sensitivity. And again, sometimes we have 10 people deep, the line is rolling, like we're trying to figure things out. We give them a rough, calorie idea. The one thing I will say about some of the mocktail items that people have sent me is they'll say it has an adaptogen in it, or it has, like a lion's mane mushroom in it. I, I don't believe that you're going to get any effects. They'll call it like a feel good type of, additive. We're not doing THC, we're not doing anything like that, but how it affects people, I can't speak to that right now because, there's not a lot of things known. If you had an allergy to lion's mane, you might have to find out the hard way. I'm not quite sure about that.
Yes. Yeah.
So, again, this is new territory for us. Some people 100% know that they can't do whey protein, right? That's easy. But some of these things do have, different items in them, powdered magnesium or collagen, or if you want boosters in them and all those types of things. So, we're going to experiment as we go. We'll do our best to provide the information, but I know on a lot of these mocktails, it will say like a feel good, whatever. And I don't think it's nothing that could alter like the way you drive, or because that has to be regulated. So I do want to kind of put that out there that it's a marketing ploy. I totally get it. But it isn't something that you won't be able to drive when you go home, or that kind of thing. So
Yeah, it's not like you said, it's not gonna hinder you.
They don't
It
impair
just make you
you.
feel
No,
right,
they
good.
don't
Yeah.
impair you because
right, right,
I've
right.
had
You
those different adaptogens before, and it's just kind of as calming. It's not. It doesn't feel like how alcohol affects you. Um, it's definitely, and they're different based on if you're consuming them on empty stomachs, and
right.
sometimes it's something you have to have multiple before you feel that kind of calming from the different adaptogens that you may find in there. But yeah, they're definitely some of those adaptogens can definitely affect people in different ways. So I'm excited. I'll be part of your trial group this
I
summer.
like it. I
I will
like
let me
it.
know, please. And I'm sorry, did you have a launch date?
I mean, so the truck rolls out, sadly, that we're this weekend, right? So, I know, through the snow and the blizzard, but so we head out Saturday to a basketball tournament, and then our schedule, we really start, April, we amp up a little bit more, and then May, I think we're booked every weekend in May, June, July, I think in August. So, but most of that's all uploaded on the website. But as far as the mocktail launch date, we're just gonna kind of take a look at the schedule. Like we're doing a Mother's Day event, so that might be my target. It's a
Yeah.
Mother's Day event at the Botanical Gardens. So if I can get everything in and rolled, get all my staff dialed in at that point, it's a nice, beautiful day. I think moms would enjoy a mocktail.
I like it.
I will be there.
Mothers only, Brian.
I will bring my wife and mother.
Okay, okay.
That's awesome. And can you give everybody how can people get a hold of you? Can you give them your social media information, your email, any contact information that they can look at
Yes.
the schedule and things like that?
Yeah, of course. So for the blend, it's the blend.buffalo. That's for Facebook and Instagram. It's the blend buffalo, all one word, .com is our website. And then dry fitness is dryfitness.us is my Instagram page. And then TA Taylor 24 is my personal page. So I answer all of them. I answer, I'm just like everybody else. I'll, whatever hat I'm wearing that day, I will be on, but it doesn't matter. I'm always there.
Yeah, and I'll also connect all that information for people as well so they can get a hold of you. Um, and
Yeah,
I
and
want to
if they're interested in booking the truck, I mean that's just a quick, they can direct message me on the web. My web page is my phone number. People call me, they send me email, so that is the best way.
Love it.
awesome. And that's all the information. Beth, do you want to take her through some questions?
Yeah, Tracy, let's go through some fun questions. We love to wrap it up with some of these
Uh-oh.
fun questions. So,
Got all the serious stuff out of the
we
way.
know you're a real person. All right. We want to know, what are your top 3 restaurants in the Buffalo area?
Oh, top 3 restaurants. I do love Frankie Primo. I do love Left Bank, and I do love Hutch's.
Classics.
I
See, those are
know.
like
I
classic
know. I
Buffalo
know.
staples right there. Those are good.
When you had a long day and you're like, I don't care. I'm eating what I want to eat. What is your favorite go-to cheat meal?
Is this a meal or is this a snack?
Well, we're gonna get into the snack.
Oh, okay, okay,
If you
okay.
had
I'm
one
a little
last
bit of a
meal, if you
snacker.
had
Yeah.
one last meal, they
Um,
said this is your last meal you're getting, what would it be?
I hate to say it, probably pizza and wings.
You're from
From
Buffalo. You
where?
look
I
like yeah, pizza and wings from
um
where?
I mean I do like Imperial. We're out here. I do like Imperial. I do like Leo's pizza. Yeah.
Ooh,
Um
pizza and wings.
yeah, good, really good pizza and wings. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your favorite style of pizza?
Oh yeah, we get
You know, I do like what did I like a veggie pizza. I really do. I like a really good
thin
veggie
or a thick.
pizza.
Do you like thin? Do you like New York style? Do
Mm.
you like deep dish?
I mean, if I didn't have any adverse reaction, I love deep dish. But
Yes.
but I yes. Yeah, I love the crust. Love it
So,
all. Hmm.
have you ever had pizza from Campy's Pizza?
No.
Oh my word. I am going to find it and I'm going to send it to you. We go there once a year. It is the best veggie white pizza. And the dough
Oh,
is like this thick. It is
where is it?
so good. It's in Fredonia.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
it's right on the boardwalk in Fredonia.
Okay. So my
And they're
husband is the
only
chief of
open in
police
the
there.
summer. Come
Oh,
on.
nice.
You need to
Yeah.
ask him if he's ever had Campy's Pizza.
Okay. Campus
Okay.
pizza.
Yeah. Campy's Pizza. I only do it once a year because it's so good and I cannot help myself with it. I can't be around it.
Okay.
But how about your wings? How are you
Good
getting
to
your
know.
wings done?
I'm a extra crispy medium girl. Yeah, and I like
Mm.
all the classics. I like Barbell. I love 911. I love Adolph's. Yeah,
Mm,
we're
Oh,
we do like wings here. I know. I know.
I
Not a
like
lot,
wings
but we
also.
savor the good
I
ones.
know when
Yeah.
you're going to have them. All right, we'll move on to the snacks. So you're going for that nighttime snack. You just need to have it. Are you going for that sweet or salty?
Um, Honestly, I'm like the combination girl. I know this is wild. I could take like a salty sourdough pretzel and like dip it in like peanut butter.
Oh, yeah. You're
Yeah.
speaking my
It's
language.
Coach Beth's
Yeah.
favorite peanut butter.
I'm a sweet salty girl. Yeah.
Say peanut butter around me because we all know that's my next meal.
I
We
know.
all know.
Just peanut butter.
Yeah.
Basically,
Uh-huh. So there's a
and a
new peanut
protein
butter that's
shake.
out. It's called the Fit Butter. They're Fit Butters. They're in Wegmans, and there's like a Reese peanut butter cup peanut butter, and it has like chocolate on the top. It is to die for.
Thing, that's what I do is the gourmet peanut butters.
Yes.
My downfall, and they do not sponsor us, but they probably should, is American Dream nut butter.
Okay.
Yeah, if we
They
don't get it, for as much as you mention them, if we don't
seriously,
get a sponsor soon.
American Dream nut butter. You can only get it online. It's down south, but they donate a portion of their sales go to the troops every jar.
Okay.
So it's something that
American
I
Dream.
love, and they have oh, just like you said, they fill it up with all this goodness, and they
Okay.
have added protein to them. So it's
Love it.
we
Okay.
love them.
See? This is why we connect, Coach Beth. I know.
Next question is, what show are you watching or what book are you reading right now?
So I am actually going on a missions trip in June. So I am reading a book called Eyes Wide Open, and it's just about cross-cultural, when you are an American and going into another culture, like what you should be aware of. So it's been great so far. Yeah, we're reading, our missions group is actually reading it together, so it's been really cool. I'm also reading that's like I have to read that book, but I do really like it. And I just got done with I read the second David Goggins book, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
all his books are really
Yeah,
good.
they're good. Um,
He makes me feel really lazy though sometimes.
I know. I know.
Like, what did you do
Um,
this morning? I'm like, I'm not even on a bed yet, man. Just give me a minute.
I'm really not a TV watcher. I'm
Right.
not. I'm like most of us. We're just like I'm an unwinder. Like I like the Food Network and things like you can just kind of
Hmm.
throw on and then shut it off and not really care. But again, my oldest daughter and I, she loves The Bachelor. She's like a
Well,
Bachelor
you're talking
freak.
Brian's language right
Oh
now.
my
He loves all
gosh.
that. Like,
So she'll call me and say like you have to put it on and then we cry laughing together just because like yes, it is
is it
bizarre.
real? Like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
It's
definitely
really
can
I
be.
funny.
won't miss sleep over The Bachelor. Like I'm not that into it, but like come my bedtime and if it's still going to be like the 2 hour special, I'm like, no, you can tell me tomorrow what happened.
Right.
Um, but some of it does get so goofy that it's hard not to get a chuckle out of it.
It
Right.
is. And the last question for you, Tracy. After the end of a long, busy day, what do you like to do to de-stress?
Oh, I at night I like to get out in nature. I like to take a walk. I like to ride like in the summer. I am a cyclist. I like to get out, ride my bike. This is the first year that all four of my kids are out of the house. This will be my first summer coming in now with no, travel lacrosse, travel soccer, granted they all, they play in college, but college obviously won't be going on. So I don't know really what I'm gonna do. I just had foot surgery. And once I recover, I don't know yet. I think I might get back into the triathlon world just
Mm.
because, yeah, I think,
Wow.
yeah, we'll
To
start small.
de-stress. I'm gonna make a
Yeah,
plan to
to
go
de-stress.
triathlon.
Right.
Some
Right.
It
of us
is
are just built that way. It's that
Yeah,
release. Like
it
there's
is.
something about that physical release. Some people just don't understand until they've actually put themselves through it. And
Yeah. The open water swims, like I miss all of that. It was all a huge adrenaline rush for me. I hate to say it because it never came easy. And I did them on and off for almost 18 years and I do miss it because it again, lifting is not easy for me, but it's kind of like my forte. But getting in that water and getting out on that bike, doing 20, 30, 40 miles or whatever, it was a huge time commitment. That's why it was so hard with four small kids. But now that they're all grown, even though I have a granddaughter, um,
gosh,
I know, crazy, right? So yeah, I love being out in nature, doing something physical set, of course, there's always that component to it, but yeah. So
yep,
that's
I love
my,
it. Yep, the de-stressing, something
yep,
physical.
yep,
Yeah. It's funny. I actually enjoy to de-stress. I actually enjoy doing cardio. I know I said it, people that don't never would think I would say that, but I enjoy getting on the elliptical and just closing my eyes and just
sure.
doing cardio and singing out loud at the gym. You can ask people there. They're like, "Oh, there's Brian singing 90s R&B again in the
Yeah,
corner."
like zone 2 cardio, right? Like some, you're not like sprints are probably
No,
not
no,
the,
it's just a
yeah,
steady, it's just a mild
yeah,
steady state, just going to go, listening to music, going off my own world, not
yep,
thinking about anything.
sure.
Just I enjoy it. It's like a nice de-stressful because I
I can
can't do it on the
appreciate,
treadmill because I almost fell. So I can't
right,
close my eyes and sing out loud on the treadmill because I
right.
almost fell in the garage a couple weeks ago. So I can't do that.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
It happens.
Yeah, none of that.
Well, Tracy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And for everybody out there, we're going to link up everything. We're going to link up links to Drive Fitness, to the blend, to Tracy. If you want to get a hold of her, we'll have all of her links. Make sure to get out there and try those mocktails. And make sure to check the schedule for the blend and get out and try some of the delicious items they have there as well. Tracy, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. It was fun. It was fun. Beth,
It's
you are on the next test tasting calendar.
Can't wait.
that's
We're gonna
awesome. So
name we're
I'm
gonna name one
jealous.
the Miss Beth.
It's gonna
I'll
have
come up
peanut
with a
butter.
good
It's gonna
name.
have peanut butter in it. So for myself and Coach Beth, we will catch you guys next podcast.
Thank you.
Bye.